Hey YouTube, what's going on, folks? This your boy Trucker Richie Rich, back on these ones and twos, man, trying to make $1, and I hope I'm up to say makes a lot of sense to some of y'all. This is part 2 of the video I made last night. I was driving, you can see it's in the morning time. I'm up here in St. Louis, not too far from the Arches, you know. St. Louis is a special kind of town, man. Just don't get lost in East St. Louis. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, I'm kind of early for my delivery, so I figure I'd sit up here and make another video and continue to say what I was saying. Let me cut this off here. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. There you go. Let me turn that off. I know I'm kind of ghetto in my video quality. You know, one of these days I'm gonna work on getting better video production, you know, do all the editing, all the effects, you know. I didn't think my audience was big enough to really care about that, but you know, I think the information I put out is more pertinent than, you know, the effects and the graphics. But listen, yo, like I was saying earlier, you know, your fleet manager, your driver manager, whatever your company calls them, you know, they can really cause you heartache and pain sometimes. You know, they're under pressures to get loads out the door. They don't care about the revenue about it. And I was reading my last video comment, and the guy said, would it make sense for me to run hard at a company and then, you know, save enough money up to get my own authority? And I'll be honest with you, I think that's coming from me too. You know, a couple of prime YouTubers went over to Landstar, but here's my thing about Landstar. They take 35%. You know, I don't like that. You know what I mean? And I know it's their trailer and their network that you're pulling for, but 35% is a lot. You know, I'm looking at factoring companies where they only take 3 to 4%. You know what I mean? Let me touch on something real quick before I get back into this fleet manager thing. Training. Okay, a lot of guys were asking me to train them, and I got to tell you that we're the part of the year where I don't train. Far as the TNT phase, the only phase I will be training for will be the PSD, the Prime Student Driver training portion, where you don't have a CDL and you need to get your CDL. I'll become one of those instructors during that time. I don't train during the winter time, and I know you guys are saying, well, Rich, it's not winter now. It's still like, it's not even fall, really. Well, look at here. You know, summertime is pretty much when I train. You know, I train pretty much from April to like now. And unfortunately, my last student jumped off the truck, kind of threw a little crook in my plan. And I don't feel right now is a good time to pick one up because that student will be with me until probably October. And that's well into the winter time. Now, some parts of this country, man, the winter is scary, man. I mean, right now the weather is about to really act funny in the Pacific Northwest. More importantly, in Wyoming. You know, I don't like to cross Interstate 25. You know what I mean? And when you're teaming on a training scenario, you have to cross Interstate 25. Oof, I'm sorry. So, you know, to alleviate all that stress and stuff, I'm just not going to do the TNT part, but I'm going to do the PSD part where I'm actually up here, and it'll take us about 2 weeks to get your CDL. All right, we'll do a week on the road and a week on the pad. So if you're interested in me being your PSD trainer, use the link below to apply. Use my driver code, and once Heather hires you, which I will pin a comment so you know who to contact, once she hires you, she'll let me know, and then I'll come to the yard and get you and train you. Okay, but I'm only doing PSD from now to about February, March. Okay, that's when I'll do the PSD phase. So anyway, back to what I was saying about fleet managers and driver managers. You know, this is not the first time I had a fleet manager or driver manager test me. It happens quite frequently, and they do it, you know, it's not to a fault of their own. You know, they're under pressures at any company to get freight moved. That's their main priority. And sometimes that freight works out for you, sometimes it doesn't. You know, one of my biggest issues I always had with lease purchasing and doing leases is it gets that little gray area where you start learning the job. Okay, any company you work for, you're going to learn the lanes and you're going to learn the job. You're going to learn where are the areas of the country where the loads pay the most, and what areas of the country the loads pay the least. And you want to generally work those areas so you can keep your revenue or your miles high. Now, I like to run on revenue. I would never run mileage again. Okay, but a lot of guys, especially here at Prime, we all run percentage of the load. So, fleet managers sometimes tend to forget that. Okay, and that's why you get these $500 and $600 loads thrown at you. A while ago, I made a video about how I can make $8,000 a week here at Prime if I was allowed to. Okay, and the truth is, I could. I could pick up a load out of the Carolinas and take it to the Midwest, and grab a load from the Midwest, carry it to the Northeast, and then do it all over again. And I would love to convey to my fleet manager that, but even though I do say that to him, it's almost like it goes in one ear and not the other. And it sucks. It sucks. And a lot of people want to ask me, like, well, Rich, how much money is enough to make you happy? Okay. The truth is, I want it all. I mean, I'm out here working, months at a time, 14 hours a day. How much money would I be satisfied making? I want to make it all. Okay. I want to make the highest amount of revenue I can make while working this type of job, because, trucking is very taxing on your body. It's very taxing on your family. It's very taxing on everything. I mean, honest to God, I haven't really been able to watch a TV series. I think the last TV series I watched was like The Wire. Okay, that's how long I've been out here. And, you miss a big chunk of life. You do. It's trucking. You could go home, every... Oh, my God. Ugh, just seen a lot, lizard. You can go home every 2 months for a week, and you still miss out a whole lot of stuff, man. So, my biggest gripe with lease purchasing anywhere, I don't care if it's Prime or it's, Stevens, Schneider. I mean, the biggest gripe is they can't just give you all the high-paying loads. I'm sure there's drivers here who have excellent rapport, and the planners know their trucks. And I'm sure they send them high-paying loads all the time, But as a solo driver, you're kind of capped here at Prime. You are. And they keep us between 44 and 5,000 a week. Now, like I told you, you pretty much bring half that home, And it's not a bad paycheck. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's terrible. But I just know that my ambitions and my goals and things I see for my future is I really want to see that owner-operator money. Okay, I want to see that 10 grand plus a week. Do you know what I mean? And I could see it here at Prime, but I just won't. They won't allow that to happen here, and I wish they did. I'm not gonna say Prime's a bad company or anything. It's a great place. It's just, I guess there's levels to this stuff here. Do you know what I mean? And Prime will be that intermediate level, and now we're looking at the graduate level as far as being an owner-operator. So, me personally, I have a couple things in the works. I'm debating if I should buy a truck through Prime because, unfortunately, I called around to a couple people to buy a brand new truck, and the inventory is scarce. It's hard to get a brand new truck at this particular time. I mean, there's short drivers and there's short brand new trucks because there's a chip problem in the United States. So, I think that I'm going to have to really step back and figure out a good business plan because, I do want to be my own boss. I mean, you might as well, to be honest with you. Fleet managers really are practice brokers. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to have to talk to brokers anyway when you get your own authority. So, I always tell guys, and I hope I'm not repeating myself, but just don't argue with these dudes at all. Don't get your emotions tied up. Don't take it personally. I try not to take it personally. I mean, sometimes you just don't want to hear the dumb stuff, but it just happens to the best of us, bros. But we'll see, man. I'm sitting here in St. Louis thinking about my next move. I've been with Prime for about 2 years now, and I like Prime. I do. I think it's a great company. They make it very comfortable for you. I make a pretty good money. Probably the most I ever made in trucking, to be honest with you. But I know there's another part. You know what I mean? And I know that there's another level to be reached. The biggest problem out here with being successful as owner-operator is a few things. One is equipment, okay? Me personally, I feel comfortable with brand new equipment when I'm going into that phase. I don't want to go into the phase with used equipment. The problem I have, here at Prime, and everybody probably thought about this, but they do allow you to buy a truck through Prime. Like, I can order a truck right now and get it spec'd out, okay? And it's going to run me about $13,000 down payment, okay? The only problem is I can't take that truck away once I leave. Like, it has to be here. They say you can, but the truth is it's not encouraged to do that, to take the truck to another company. And I think the only company you really can take it to, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me, I think it's RTI, and I think they're a mileage-based company. I don't even think you can take it to Wilson's Logistics. I'm not even sure. But, that'll be my issue here. I don't, like, when I buy a truck, I want to have full control of it. You know what I mean? I want to be a business partner with Prime or whoever persons I lease onto. But I don't want them to have full total control, So, bros, it's in the works, man. Richie Rich, Richie might be starting his own business soon, It's a lot of opportunity, a lot of financial gain out here, to be had. And my fleet manager makes me think about that all the time, okay? Because, I'm not saying me and him have a bad relationship or anything, but, I need him to understand that I want to make all the money I can make, okay? It's not about running loads that are good for, Prime. It's about running loads that are good for me, okay? One of my best weeks here were a few weeks ago where I made $8,000 revenue, okay, by myself. I want to do that every week, okay? Every week I want to do that. And I haven't done it in a long time, So, I don't know. It leaves the imagination open. So, in the meantime, your boy Richie Rich is going to play it cool and just put a plan together. And I want to figure it out, I guess, But I hope everybody's good. I'm sorry I turned my comments off. It's hard for me to make a video and you guys are commenting at the same time for me to read it. I'm sorry about that. It's a beautiful morning up here in St. Louis. It's a nice day up here. I'm a little early for my appointment. I'm about to go drop this. And that's another thing, the load I have right now, it's okay. It's heavy as hell. I mean, I think I'm at almost 45,000 pounds. I'll mention, oh God, just seen a lot of lizards. I didn't think they have them here in St. Louis, man, and she just made me feel good. I hope she was a lot lizard, not a regular trucker. I mean, it's so anyway, guys. To get on point, don't take your fleet manager personal. Just don't. It's not personal. Best way to deal with them is over the Qualcomm. Be straight to the point and tell them, what you want and what you need and be done with it. Don't get into all this back and forth with them at all. They'll suck you into an argument just to jam you up. I have seen that too, unfortunately. One of the most funniest stories I ever had, right, is I had a student who was on my truck, who graduated off my truck, and he quit in 2 weeks because of his fleet manager. Okay. Fleet manager, she tested him. She told him to be a man and start complaining, and the guy was real docile. He wasn't for the shits. So, he literally abandoned the truck in Houston and he quit, and he calls me afterwards. He's like, Rich, I quit. Why? Well, she, her attitude, I don't want that stress in my life, man. I said, God, I wish you would have called me beforehand. I told you it'd have been all right. You know, I told you how to deal with these fleet managers that be a little excited sometimes. But, you know, I guess he'll learn the lesson the hard way. But anyways, I hope everybody's doing good out there, you know, being safe. It's a beautiful day today, man, you know. You know, it really is. You know, but anyway, I left a link down there for new drivers who are interested in me being their PSD trainer. I'm going into the PSD phase now, and you know, I'm not going to do over-the-road training during the wintertime. You know, just going to help guys get their CDL until next year. Okay, so any guys watching my videos, contact me. I'll talk to you until next time. Peace out.